Good morning, everyone. This is Elisa Maria from Elisa Maria Designs, and I have an update for you on Portrait of Adele 1. I did, as I said I was going to do yesterday on Wip Wednesday, when I take this beauty out every Wednesday, that I was going to sit some time with it and a diamond paint, which I did. I absolutely did that last night. And I had some thoughts. One of them being, as I put these crystals in, why didn't they leave those for the necklace? So pretty. Also, that when I was picking these up, they picked up very well with the blue wax. That's something else that we were talking about, that wax colors have different grades, I believe, of strength. So I got done, and that, the blue worked very well picking these up because they are kind of delicate. They're glass-like. They're not really rhinestones, I would say, but can you believe this kit? I mean, every time I look at it, I can't. I think next week when you guys, I'm starting to feel a little, I'm getting a complex. I think the next time that I take this out, I'm going to be all dressed in all my costume jewelry. While I feel like, you just can't have your little knick-knack clothes on, your little comfy sweatpants and sweatshirt on. No, I have to get dressed up to do this diamond painting. Anyway. So I was, diamond painting last night. I don't know what I was listening to on TV. Oh, I was watching a really funny show. No One Wants This. It is hysterical. I love Kristen Bell and Adam Brody. Just check it out. It's really funny. And so my husband went to bed and I was like, you know what, let me do some more diamond painting here. So I filled in all the squares. And then there's those black faceted bezels that are on there. And then again, there's another look. Can you believe, does this not look just like a chain of, like a string of beads that I put on? And I said, no, I have to get the camera. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to sit down with this. Now, just look at these. I'm doing this with one hand, so forgive me. But look at the way that they line up. They line up so perfectly, like they're just like a chain. You would think that I wrapped a chain around there. Am I being really stupid? I get so excited. I get so excited about, my diamond paintings. Okay. So then I got done diamond painting this top section. I didn't get done. I have maybe 2.5, 10. This looks like a 10 by 10 by maybe a half here. I'm not really sure how big the release paper is. So I have a release paper section left. Now, when I took this off and looked yesterday, I said, oh, I remember what I did the last time when I did Woman in Gold, Portrait of Adele. I did it with, Diamond Painting Shop. And when it came to this section, I thought, my members don't want to see me just doing I think it's about 2 colors. And I believe the Ks, which is very interesting because the Ks are these metallic gold ones. I believe that they were the topaz color that I ended up switching out and getting a topaz glitter and gave that gold foiling effect to my background on the other diamond painting. So I was like, my members don't want to see me do this, section of this part. I'll show it to you guys. But I'm going to scooch up. It goes, and I remembered. I'm like, I remember what I did. I did all this border by myself. And then I left all the juicy spots for you guys to fill in. Now, that enhancement that I did, and I always thank Anthony from Single and Placing for this information. He said, if you want to dip your toe into enhancing your canvas, what is it that catches your eye first? So when I was doing Diamond Painting Shop's Woman in Gold, I looked at this big ball here. I'm like, what is this? Is this like roses or something? What is it? And I didn't look at the original painting. And I said, well, That's what I want to enhance. And then when I looked closer, I was like, okay, there's a lot of that color all throughout this canvas. It's even on this side, and that's what made me choose to pick that enhancement for my painting. The other thing that I forgot, because I don't know, I can't remember. Oh, it was the trash men, right? Yesterday. Oh my God. I just cannot believe one of my neighbors ran over all the trash and drug it down the street. But if I wasn't filming, I would have had it on film. You know me, I have receipts for everything. So I forgot to tell you guys, I keep my plastic on the painting. Now, yesterday, of course, I cut it off. Why? Well, I do this with all my paintings. I keep the plastic on until I've had time to align them, which I do right after. So if you're whatever diamond painting you're working on right now, take your plastic and in the section that you've already done, just run your hand over it. And you're going to feel every single diamond that might have not been drilled in or is a little crooked. This is something that I actually learned when I was doing, when I was working in the medical community. I was working for an orthopedic surgeon, and there was something that was developed. It was kind of like a very thin water pad that one of our doctors had developed, and he was using it. And he wanted to get a patent on it. I don't think it ever happened, where women can give themselves breast exams. And you would just take this very thin, kind of like, it had like water in it. And you would run it over, your breast. And you would be able to detect any sort of little bump or whatever. A brilliant idea. I've never seen it again. I don't know. I had left the medical community. This is when I was out in Florida, and I wasn't there long, but it was, and I had one, and it was fabulous. And I'm like, this will really help women, because how many of us get into a shower and that's when we decide to do our breast exam? But do we really, am I doing it right? But if you could have just put, and it was like the size of a small, like a heating pad. And it was gel-like. I mean, if you ever had physical therapy, that's kind of what it was like, but very smooth, and you were able to feel any little bump. And so that's where I got the idea from. My ideas come from all my experience. And so I put this film over the canvas, and I run my hand over it, and I can feel any one that maybe I can't see that's sticking up. I can't really do it with this one. I can in some sections, because there's a lot of three-dimensional drills on this canvas. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to cut this off. I'm going to take the rest of the cellophane off. I'm going to keep a piece for myself. I always have a piece of cellophane, and I mark it with a piece of washi tape so that you don't put the wrong side down. If you put the wrong side down, it is going to get stuck on your canvas. It's almost impossible to rip it off without taking the glue. So please don't put it down the wrong way. Make sure that you have the top part of your cellophane marked where you don't put it down the wrong way. Or if you're too, nervous about doing it, don't do it, because I've had cellophane turn over and it gets stuck to the canvas, and I pulled very gently and I still pulled up the glue directly from the canvas. Another reason why I keep the cellophane, not just to feel for any lumps or bumps, is I take my aligner. I'm doing this all with one hand, you guys. And when I go to align my drills, I have a little slip here, just like I do with, looking for little lumps and bumps. But I can get down in there and I'm not touching the glue. So if you have at times you want to align your drills and you're hitting the canvas and then your aligner gets sticky and you're pulling the glue up and they're moving, this stops all that. So that's something very important that I thought that, oh my God, I forgot to tell them why the heck I keep my plastic on. I'm actually going to put it back on here because I pulled the release paper off. So what I'm going to do, so next time you see this border is going to be done because it's boring. And then and then I saved the, of course, the centerpiece, Miss Adela. And on my, I went to go look at the necklace because this is something else that's happening. So, when I was putting these in, I'm like, why didn't they save this for the necklace? It's so pretty. And then I came over to this one. I'm like, oh my God, it's just like a strand of beads. Why didn't they put them there? So, you guys, I'm going to be looking for these. I'm going to see if I can find them in DP with sparklers, because I don't know how many I'm going to have left. They're probably going to be on her neck. I am going to, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this necklace. And I went to go look at pictures of, is Adela wearing this necklace? In this sketch work that he's doing, is she wearing this necklace? She's not wearing it. This is one of the things that the Nazis stole. And I'm going to give you that story next week. And I'm going to give you also all the portraits that I found with Adela in this fascinating, beautiful. I mean, her husband just adored her, and he adorned her in diamonds and emeralds and sapphires. And there's actually, it's like sapphire, ruby. There's actually 2 more sapphires that went around this way. So, and you'll see this and you'll see it. And Klimt used it in a few other portraits where Adela was the model. And I guess that was the hint that it was her. So, it was just fascinating. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got done with this. And there's more to this. And the more, I think I did a deep dive into Klimt and Adela when I did the first portrait of Adele. Now, I've heard her name. Curators in Vienna pronounce her name Adela. Here we say Adele. So I use both. And, it depends on whatever's just flying off my lips at the moment. I did a deep dive into this portrait, and it's in my Klimt masterclass. And with the symbolism that he used, I was talking about it yesterday with the evil eye. And if you look at the original portrait, here it is right here. Can you see that? That is going to form a bee. He put these bees as, her last name. It stood for Block Bauer. So, and I went looking for that on the original portrait, which is in New York City. It's not even in Vienna. That was part of getting this portrait back to Ferdinand's niece. Marie Altman is her husband's niece. And she, it was stolen by the Nazis. And then all of a sudden it miraculously appeared in the Vienna Museum. So I was looking to see, well, where are the bees at? I know that they're somewhere. And of course, they're in the Klimt fashion. Now, I did see another diamond painter, and I'm going to try and find her because I saw it when I was doing the masterclass on Klimt. Very beautifully, she signed Klimt's name on the bottom of this portrait. And I want to see if I can find that again. To show you guys. And I love that has that little personal touch of Gustav Klimt's signature, and she did it really well. Kind of, it was reminiscent of the way that he would sign the work that you saw in the museum in Vienna. And I'll get that for you next week. So I hope you're here. I'm still being fascinated. I'm still finding a lot of things to talk about when it comes to Adele Block Bauer and her relationship with Gustav Klimt. So I will see you next week when we will have this painting out for Wip Wednesday. And I'll be seeing you guys a little later. It's Throwback Thursday, so I'm going to have Rico out. And I know how much you guys love your little flamingo Rico. I love him too. So I'm about to put Adela away, and I'll be back with Rico. Bye.